Well, since yours is on, we'll start with you. If we can just really, really quickly say your name, what film you worked on, and what your role was. I mean, I know these answers. Right. Tell them.
So, yeah, I'm Brent Mays, and I was the writer, director, cinematographer of MYCELIUM.
I'm Rachel Williamson. I was the lead actress and producer on MYCELIUM.
I'm Brad Bischoff. I wrote and directed Mom and Dad Live in Different Houses.
I'm Blake Johnson. I was the producer on Rinse Cycle.
I'm Alicia López, and I wrote and directed A Glance Away.
I'm Kate Robertson Pryor, and I produced and acted in A Glance Away. Oh.
And I'm Michael Hennings. I was the DP and editorial on Sun Valley.
I'm actually going to start with A Glance Away, if I could. I'm very curious. It's a short, is it what, 2.5 minutes maybe? 2 minutes, 39 seconds, I believe, if I recall. I don't know the runtime for all of them, don't get excited. But within such a short amount of time, you packed quite the emotional sort of growth into it. So I'm curious from both of you, both from an acting standpoint, a voiceover standpoint, and from actually producing a film, whether it's the writing, the cinematography, what was the challenge of that for showing that whole journey in such a short amount of time?
Whew, what a great question. Yeah, all of the above. Like it is very hard to do something so short, but when you have Alicia, who has such a poetic and strong voice, and when I saw the writing and read it, I saw the visuals immediately, and I heard and felt the voice in that, and from there, we had an amazing, shot it so well too, and just the imagery and the journey that we went on for that, and it all just, to me, it clicked with, I think it's such a story about women's desire and that journey, and I feel like this whole block, what a powerful women's story block, and just so honored to have screened beside all of these films from that female voice perspective. And so it's just such an honor to be a part of bringing that to life. I hope I didn't steal too much of that. That was good.
Yeah, usually when I write personal or creative, it's a lot of getting that feeling within short sentences. So I feel like I implemented that same style within the script of this film. And I wanted it to be very personal and organic with showing the rawness of the emotion. So yeah.
Thank you. Blake, if you could first maybe tell us about the connection between yourself, where we are now, and the film, and a little bit how that project came to be. And also, I think people are also curious what exactly people in the film industry do sometimes. Would you be willing to tell us a little bit about what you do as well?
Yeah, so I'm actually from Elkhorn, Nebraska, so I grew up here, this is my home. These were obvious festivals to go to, and so I'm very blessed, and thank you for everyone for putting this festival on and submitting, because this is an incredible honor to be here and, be a part of this community. And, I moved out to Los Angeles about 4 years ago, and, it's a great place to be because you meet the most incredible people. And so Rinse Cycle came to be because my roommate is writer-director And we've done other projects, and she came to me with a script that took place in a laundromat, and it was a romantic drama, and it was the most incredible script. And my one ask as a producer was, I don't own a laundromat. I don't know anyone who owns a laundromat. Can you do it in a coffee shop or at a park or in an apartment that we own, you know? And she said no. And I think that was what really made that film, was because it is in a laundromat. It is in a place where you don't talk to people, where you're there to do laundry. And so I'm so grateful that she rejected me, because it really comes together in the setting. The setting's a character. And so I was the producer on it. So what I did was, you know, I have the script, I have the director, that's the easy part. And then the actors, you know, I live in Los Angeles, and you would think it would be the easiest thing in the world, but to find those two characters really was a struggle. And, you know, you get 3,500 submissions, and you still can't find them, but those two actors just came out, and they were the characters. So that was, you know, after going through the 3,500, it was an easy thing to find those. But then, you know, cast and crew, you know, and you make films, you meet other people, you do events like this, and you meet other filmmakers, and that's how you build your network. And so, you know, as a producer, it's a hard job. Everyone goes through you, but I'm a control freak, and so I need to do it, you know. I love it, and you just build it, and then to see this idea that, say, yeah, sure, somebody else had, but, you know, you adopt it as your own baby, to see it come to fruition, it's the greatest thing in the world. And then to see it on the screen, it's just, in front of your family and your friends, I mean, it's otherworldly, it's unnatural, you know, it's beautiful. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity. So thank you, everyone. I hope that answered everything.
Well, thank you for being here, Blake. We're very happy that you're here. Okay, Brad, you play kind of a couple different roles in the production of this film. And I got two-part question to this. The balance between actually like filming and producing a movie and directing a movie versus also being in a movie, and then also being in a movie as a character who has some overlap with you as a person. So you're not just balancing one thing, you know, you're balancing a lot at a time. What were the challenges you faced with something like that?
Well, I'm going to try not to get emotional. It's a very personal piece.
Yeah.
You know, and first of all, thank you to Benson Film Festival for having us here, because this is an outstanding crowd. And what a theater, too. I mean, really, really the best screening we've had so far with this, and I'm very grateful to be here. So thank you. A lot of my favorite films are personal stories, and I've been making films for maybe 15 years now, and just did my first feature, and this is my first short after that. And I think my most personal to date, I had gone through a divorce about 5 years ago with 2 kids who are now 11 and 9, and I feel like the greatest thing I've ever done is usher them through this new phase with curiosity and kindness. And to try to look at something as heartbreaking as divorce through the lens of a child, which helped, you know, almost in a selfish way, helped me heal. And I wanted to tell a film through the lens of a child in that topic, because some of my favorite films are like Blue Valentine, Marriage Story, and films that look at it through an adult's lens, and I love those films. But I hadn't seen one that looked through the lens of a child, where they don't see the fights because we hid it from them. They don't see, you know, the reasons perhaps. Maybe they were there, but they don't pick up on it. And if I could look at it through their lens, maybe that could help me be a little less selfish with how I parent. You know, I have friends who I've seen the worst, where they use their kids as a pawn. They're bitter, and the drop-offs are always angry. And I'm just so grateful that their mom and I were able to do it with kindness, and this film, I feel like, is a testament to that. And one thing I will say is their mom was doing craft services on the day, and you know, it's pretty cool to get a cheeseburger from somebody who means so much to us, even if we're not together. Because come on, what is life really about? You know, It's about just especially if you have kids, make it about them.
Well, thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing, being vulnerable and sharing this project with us. It was great to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, my friends. I listened to your interview with Josh today, and he took so many of the questions I was going to ask.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going to sound lazy, and I don't mean to sound lazy, but is there anything that you guys talked about today that you really want the audience to hear? Or should I actually ask you a question? What I'm saying is, I think a lot of what you said on the radio was really good stuff to share. Okay. And I don't know if everyone got a chance to listen to it. Okay, all right. Do you remember exactly what you said to Josh? Because if it's not word for word.
I'm not off book.
I still think it's such a cool way that you guys shot this and how the project kind of came about. And having seen some of your other work, it is certainly a different sort of experience based on, again, the way it all came together. Would you be willing to share that story again?
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
So the whole thing happened when Rachel, her car died, right? And so we had to go fly to Florida with, we were going to fly to Florida, pick up a car, and drive it back. And I was like, also from Rachel's grandmother, who is here today with us. And it was down in Florida where we got the car. None of this would have happened without that. So thank you, Marge. Fantastic. And so we flew down there, and I packed kind of everything I could fit into one Pelican case for a carry-on. So I had a red Komodo and 2 vintage lenses and some random stuff. I knew I wasn't going to shoot it with lights. So, I don't know, packed everything I could. We knew we were going to go down to Florida, drive back along the southern coast. I used to work in Louisiana a lot with like a lot of really cool filmmakers down there. That's a great place to be and make films. And so I knew I could stop there and kind of, have some more like scene type things and then finish the film in Nebraska. So we made a road trip type movie out of it because we knew we were going to hit like 8 different states, all these beautiful places. You have all that production design just built into it. And so we kind of built this character of somebody that's they need a reason to go on a road trip. So we had been eating a ton of mushrooms, like shiitake mushrooms and lion's mane. We were just eating a lot of mushrooms from the farmer's market. And we talked to the guy that ran the stand, and he just went off about all sorts of stuff that was super interesting, like mycelium, and that's the stuff that, like we said, connects the roots under the ground and talks to the trees and pulls the nutrients together and pulls the life into the system of the mushrooms, So when one disappears, it can build it back. So I think I wanted to mirror that theme in a film, and we built that into a road trip movie. So there, did I do okay?
That was actually really close. You forgot an and, but that's okay. Michael, question for you. In Sun Valley, you filmed in a very small space, and there was a mirror to work with. As someone who has shot a film, as lots of people in here have, what was that like? What were the challenges of shooting in that space, especially given the sort of twist that has to come?
Yeah. Well, to give a little bit of context, I don't know if anyone here knows Kate Brewer, but my friend Kate lives in Europe. She's a brilliant writer and director, and we were going to, she was going to go to Manchester Film Festival, and so she was like, hey, do you want to come, and maybe we could shoot like a 10-minute one take while we're there. And I was like, yeah, sure, that sounds great. And so we found this closed pub bathroom, and it was filthy. So we cleaned it, first of all. And we had about one morning to shoot it. So in that scene, I'm kind of wedged between like a sink and a hand dryer, and just kind of moving back and forth. But really, it was a cool experience because one of the things I enjoy about that kind of emotional engagement in cinematography is trying to capture what the character's feeling. And so, like going through rehearsal with our producer / lead, Aggie, like kind of following her journey with the camera and using these kind of this cool gift of these 2 like double-sided mirrors in this bathroom to create depth and kind of contemplation was kind of an emotional journey for me. So that was a really fun thing to do, and also, just being kind of wedged in that weird small space and having my easy rig kind of bumping against things, and actually was the last. We did 6 takes. That was the last take, and that one was handheld, so that was the one we kept.
I think I would have gotten really frustrated in shooting in that space. Also, I'm a big dude. Listen, I feel bad that we only had time for one question each, and I don't mean to speak for these beautiful people, but I can pretty much guarantee that you can go up to them tonight and ask them the questions you have. Again, that's one of the things I love about our festival. It's small, it's intimate. The people are right here, they'll be out there. So please say hello to them. Please tell them what you liked. Don't tell them what you didn't like, unless they ask you to. But let's hear it for our filmmakers one more time.